Parenting is one of the joyous and most fulfilling roles of our life. As parents, you might find it equally challenging too. How you parent your child has a significant impact on what kind of adult they grow up to be. Have you wondered what kind of a parenting style you have been adopting? Are you one of those who are controlling, dominating, or are you the other opposite, who is permissive and who lets the child get away with whatever they want? Child psychologists who have been working in this field have discovered 4 unique styles of parenting, which we will be discussing in this video.
Raghav wants to learn the guitar, but his father wants him to learn tabla. Raghav has been trying to convey his feelings about not being interested in the tabla to his father, but has not been able to do so. As his father thinks, taking his son's consent is not important, as he is too young to decide. Raghav agrees to his father's decision, but goes for classes very reluctantly and without any enthusiasm. He has become sulky and irritable.
Are you an authoritarian parent, like Raghav's father? Authoritarian parents are strict, dominating, and set rules and boundaries for their children, and often there are consequences to pay for any rule violation. They do not like the children expressing even any negative emotion like crying. They tend to snub them or put them down and be highly critical if they express their opinions or emotions. Children of authoritarian parents grow up to be shy, timid, they can socially withdraw, have difficulty in interpersonal relationships, they are unsure of themselves, and they can't even trust their own decisions. At times, they can even become rebellious and aggressive and lack social competence.
Arun's father gifted him a new expensive video game on his last birthday. When Arun went to Arnab's birthday party, he saw his friends have the latest iPad. He was very keen to have a new iPad. He comes back and asks his mother to buy a new iPad. And his mother agrees without a second thought. On another occasion, Arun wanted to go for a sleepover at his friend's home. Arun's father agreed to his request without even asking who all are going and whether the parents will be around to supervise and take care of them.
Permissive parents, on the other hand, are extremely lax and lenient. They do not set any rules or boundaries for their children and are often willing to let the child get away with almost anything and everything. Such parents love them so unconditionally that they are even willing to accept their problematic behaviors and tantrums. These parents allow these children to take on more responsibilities they can even handle. Children of permissive parents grow up to be fiercely independent and at the same time have scant regard for rules and laws, and often turn up having conflict with law and having defiance of authority and authoritative institutions. They can at times become impulsive and aggressive too.
Ria comes home after a long day at school. She has been attending extra tuition classes for the last 6 months. When Ria enters the home, she finds her mother talking to her neighbor and discussing about the rising prices of vegetables. When her mother sees Ria, she asks her to change her uniform and go to the kitchen and serve herself lunch. Ria is already feeling underconfident and tense about the forthcoming examination and has a lot of studying to do, and doesn't feel happy with her mother's request. She asks her mother to help her with her studies, but her mother tells her to manage on her own, as she has already made a plan to go shopping with her friend. Ria feels helpless and dejected.
Are you a dismissive, neglectful parent, like in the case of Ria's mother? Dismissive parents, as the name suggests, are quite dismissive of the child's concerns and emotional needs. They seem to be too busy or too self-centered with their own duties and responsibilities, that they do not take sufficient interest in their child and their activities. Children of dismissive parents grow up to feel there's something wrong with them. They feel unloved, unwanted, and they feel they are not good enough as compared to their peers and are lacking in self-confidence.
Sarah comes home from school one day looking slightly disturbed. Sarah's mother notices that something has gone wrong in the school. She serves her lunch and inquires why she looks worried. After a minute of silence, Sarah says, "I want to tell you something. Please do not get upset." Her mother says, "Why do you think I will get upset? I would love to hear what's bothering you." Sarah gathers the courage and says, "My classmate Akshay asked me to be his girlfriend and I agreed." Her mother says, "Why do you think I will get angry? You told me the truth and I appreciate it." Sarah says, "Yes, I am telling you the truth, but I'm not very happy with what happened. I'm confused." Her mother says, "Let's talk about it."
Let us look at the democratic parent. A democratic parent is also an authoritative parent. And as the name suggests, there is a balance between democratic principles and the authority with which they administer it. Such parents monitor their children and take interest in all their activities, yet are not intrusive. And what about the impact on these children? They grow up to be confident, mature, responsible adults who can make their own choices and who often grew up to be self-sufficient, self-reliant, happy and emotionally well-adjusted children. There's yet another style of parenting which has been talked about by Daniel Goleman, which is called emotional coaching. Emotional coaching is a kind of parenting style that involves empathizing rather than analyzing or criticizing the feelings. This enables the child to express their feelings openly and without any fear and apprehension with the parents, leading to conversations that help the children bond with the parents well and also to joint problem solving. Such children grow up to be happy and emotionally well-adjusted individuals. Now, as a parent, you might not strictly fall into one category of a parenting style, but what you need to watch out for is to see whether you are an authoritarian parent or a dismissive parent or a permissive parent in a predominant way, and consciously move towards a democratic and an authoritative style of parenting, or practice emotional coaching. Remember that your child is watching and absorbing everything that you do, and the smallest of your actions has a huge significance as a growing up child, and he tends to imitate you. Parents, love your child, respect your child, teach them the difference between right and wrong, monitor your child without being intrusive. Above everything, encourage them to be independent and question everything. All of this will ensure that your child grows up to be an emotionally healthy individual.